frankly, you're just milking it to generate more funds for investing in innovation and marketing in your core business. Does that make sense? Or you have to say, you know what, salad dressings is not going to be my core business in the long run. And everything that I do is a means to an end to build another new core business somewhere else. And if it's crackers, then cool, right? Then you just lay out what needs to be true, and that the partners that you pick should be people that you could eventually look to acquire or have a more meaningful relationship or I don't know, sell the business to. There's some sort of like, you got to end in a marriage some way, somehow, right? Otherwise, it's just going to not, it's the incentives aren't ever going to be there, right, for it to work in the long run.
Excellent. Thank you.
Do you have like an example of I think you've given us some, but maybe like just of a huge failure, like a brand, wants to grow through expanding into other categories and it just didn't work? And what?
Yeah. I mean, the one that I don't think it was. This is a long time ago, but my beer friends, right? They launched Eagle Snacks. You remember this? Was Anheuser tried to get into Frito-Lay's business because they were like, we have trucks, we get so. And Frito was just like, no, not having it, and they totally crushed them because they wanted no part of Anheuser entering that space there. I'm trying to think of some other ones of.
But it wasn't the equity.
It wasn't the equity of the brand. Yeah. In general, what I have found is that. If the product is good, people buy it, like regardless of what's like. The Sara Lee deli meat was good, and for the entirety of its existence, people were like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of weird that like this cheesecake brand is on this thing," but whatever. Like people are more pliable than I've ever like. That's what I always say, that consumers really are like, if you make a killer, I'm going to make it up, orange juice, and it is a fantastic orange juice that says Hidden Valley Ranch orange juice on it, people will drink it. They will say the brand doesn't make any sense, but if it's a great non-substitutable product, they will do it, right? Where you get screwed up is the big failures come in when you come in with a Me Too and the brand doesn't make sense, right? Or you come out with a product that actually hurts the equity of the core business that's there, or more oftentimes it's that people are like, whatever, like I can always just choose not to consume it. But the reason why it causes problems is that it's a distraction from your core, and that's where the problems come in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, we have about a minute, so I want to be respectful of your time. Just, do you have any parting thoughts for us as, we are trying to figure out this plan, and any watch outs that you see that we might try to avoid?
Yeah. I think get that Chris Zook book. I mean, I would love for you to get my book. I think it would be helpful with this. But the two things that I would say is the Chris Zook one will help you think about it as a general manager, which is really, really important. And that what the best outcomes or business plans are when marketers like yourselves think about this like a general manager, because then all the cross-functional BS becomes a lot easier with it, right? You're like, no, look at, I have a clear plan, because licensing is not the end state that I want to get. It's a means to an end, right? The second part that I would say is, so in the book that I write about, a super consumer of one category is a super consumer of 9 others. Have you heard this, or have you heard me talk about this, or? I don't think I talked about it.
No.
So I validated this through big data and Nielsen, and the best example that I can give you is there's standby generators that you can buy for your home for when the power goes out, and that the people who love and pay a premium for these also have 2 to 3 times more life insurance, and they're vitamin super consumers, and they have 3 refrigerators in their home because they store food like chipmunks for the winter and stuff like that, right? They're always prepared, and because the